Indoor ranges have a lot of seemingly stupid rules. The rules are there because some of the people who go there have trouble inhaling on their own. Here's some things that you can do to train at an indoor range and not break their rules. Let's talk about this. Here's your armed citizen meme of the week. Screen cap it, crop it, and send it to everyone you know.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
Now, let's get on with the content. Not long ago, at the end of one of my range sessions, I was alone on the range, except for the RSO, of course. And just as I was packing up, a couple of guys walked in and started setting up. I walked out the door. I was in the airlock between the soundproof doors, and I heard one shot. I then stepped back onto the sales floor, and one of the staff's walkie-talkies crackled to life, and the message was that one person fired one shot and shot their range equipment down.
Breathe, stupid, breathe! You forgot to breathe again. That's much better, Louie.
Because of people like this, there has to be rules enforced strictly. Just be thankful we don't have the firearm equivalent of bowling range buggy kitty bumpers like this range in Australia. Let's talk about the different types of ranges we can go to. As a start, we have our choice of indoor or outdoor ranges. Outdoor ranges are great if it's not raining or terribly hot or cold. Indoor is okay. You can go year-round. However, you need double hearing protection, and you have to make sure the ventilation is adequate to avoid undue lead buildup in your system. From there, we have either single lane or bay. We have all experienced a lane at a range, and it's not unlike a lane at a bowling alley. One target, stand only on the firing line kind of thing. A bay is a group of lanes where you can move around and engage multiple targets. My local Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency office has an indoor range that consists of 2 bays with 10 lanes each. Because it's a state agency, uptight doesn't even begin to describe how strict they are with their rules. For example, you can't even enter the building with a loaded firearm, such as your concealed carry weapon. On Wednesday nights, the local USPSA chapter shoots there. When it's USPSA time, it turns into an indoor bay, and everyone can go forward of the regular firing line, as long as you're not forward of the active shooter, of course. If you have a mom and pop range that who knows you personally and they're not stocked to the brim with all lanes in use, maybe you can get them to rent you an entire bay. When you have the whole bay, you can do all that move and shoot. Many of the gun tube shooters who record at their local ranges do just that. They have the entire bay to themselves, and they run all of the target holders all the way to the end of the lanes, to the back of the range, and then move around and shoot and demonstrate. Because of all these rules and the inherent close quarters on the lane range, The best use for laned ranges are for slow precision fire practice. To get the best use of your indoor lane range time, I've come up with a list of drills you can do at an indoor range. Now, these are only suggestions. Use the drills I suggest or use your own. I don't care. My point here is that you give a structure on practicing different drills each range trip. I have them organized into 3 groups: qualifiers, slow fire, and fast fire. I suggest you group your drills likewise. I set up a Google Drive and I have put up a zip file with all of the targets that I print out and use, and I'll put the link to it in the notes. Before I talk about the drills themselves, let's talk about the after skill drills. Namely, you should always have a spare mag pouch on your belt during practice. I mean, your tactical girlfriend Prudence tells you you should have an extra mag on your person while you go armed in public, but you do you.
So, I'm gonna do me, and I'm gonna let you do you. I don't want no trouble.
For most of these drills, you have a fixed number of rounds to fire. Let's start off with the bare standards drill. As an example, this drill calls for 13 rounds, 5 to each box. Then you do a slide lock reload and you do 3 to the circle. According to the drill parameters, that second mag must have 3 rounds. As variety, you can leave it at 3 or put 4 or more rounds. Full is acceptable as well. And the after skill drills plays out like this. After your final shot of the drill, if your slide is locked to the rear, I can't show you this because this slide don't move, you do your emergency slide lock reload, then leaving the weapon pointed at the target, scan right and left, left and right, and do this with just your eyes and your head. This is so you don't inadvertently muzzle an innocent in the real world as you're swinging the weapon around. Also, if your eyes move faster than your weapon, so if you're looking left and then you look right, you have to bring the weapon all the way this way instead of from the middle. If at the end of the drill you're not in slide lock, do a tactical reload. This is my cert. All it shoots is light, and I have no cameraman. So you finish the drill. You're not in slide lock. You scan for threats, and once you have determined all threats have been neutralized, grab your second or third mag and perform a tactical reload. Holding the fresh mag beer can style in your hand, eject the current magazine, load the fresh one in, give it a seating tap. Now you can look at the magazine and tell if it's partial or empty. If it's empty, drop it or stick it into a pocket. If it has rounds remaining, place it back into your mag carrier to use later on the off chance that there is a second wave of bad guys. Once your support hand is free, do a press check to make sure that there is a round in the chamber. If your mags are dirty, sometimes the follower won't come up fast enough and put your weapon into a slide lock, which is why back in my video number 69, I suggested that you clean and lubricate your magazines when you do a deep clean on your firearms. For any of these drills, since you generally can't draw from the holster at an indoor laned range, you can either use to start at low ready or place the weapon on the table in front of you. To draw, you would merely pick it up, safely of course. I suggest before you start for the range, before you head out to the range, pick one qualifier, one slow drill, and one fast drill. If you use them in rotation, you can go to the range once a week, and it will take you 2 years before you end up doing the same set of drills twice. This is why I listed 3 qualifiers, 7 slow drills, and 5 fast drills. This rotation keeps your skills balanced as each drill stresses different skills. When you get to the range and get set up, shoot your qualifier first. You shoot it once, you shoot it cold, and you shoot it for score. Record that score and add it to the other recorded drills that you have, so you have an idea on your skill level. Then shoot the fast and slow drills as many times and in what order you want. You can go back and forth. You can shoot one all the time, then the other. Don't care. Just do it. Again, you shoot these qualifiers once per range trip, first, cold, and for score. The first one is going to be the bare standard. Now, this is a 100% pass or fail. You have 9 seconds to put all 13 rounds, 5 here, 5 here, and 3 there. Several of these drills use the NRA B8 repair target. The second qualifier is Ken Hackathorn's The Test, or 10 rounds, 10 seconds, 10 yards. A 90 score is considered passing. The third drill is the BFM drill, and you can either use a fast drill, or this is one of my scale targets, a USPSA or IPSC target. And this is literally the Bill drill, the fast drill, and the Mozambique drill. You do 6 to the torso. That's your Bill drill. You then transition to 2 to the head. That's starting the fast drill. You go into slide lock. You reload. You then put 4 into the chest. Then you do the Mozambique, but you do it backwards. Because we're transitioning up and down, you will put 1 in the credit card first, 2 in the center torso. Your score is your time plus 1 second per miss. Over 20 seconds is a fail, 17 to 20 is a D, 14 to 17 is a C, 11 to 14 is a B, and under 11 seconds or 11 points is an A score. You're looking for 3 in the head, 12 in the torso's A zone. Starting out, I scored the entire head box, and then as you get better, you can cut your score area to just the credit card. The nice thing about slow fire drills is you can always make it a ball and dummy drill. This is where you randomly mix dummy rounds or snap caps in with your live ammo. The intent is to train out that recoil anticipation whereby we miss low and left. You'll see your front sight dip when you get a click instead of a bang. Then you can do a tap, rack, bang malfunction drill, which is something else that all of us need to constantly practice. The best way to set this up is to load the magazines a couple of days before you hit the range so you can forget how you loaded them. Wrap a rubber band around the ball and dummy magazines, and that way you know which mags are for the ball and dummy drill or not. So the first slow fire drill is what's called effective distance. This uses a handgun drill's 7-inch dot, or you can use the 8 plus on a B8 target. And what you do is you do 3 shots at 3 yards, 5 yards, 7 yards, 10 yards, 15 yards, 20 yards, and 25 yards. This is meant to help you find out at what range your accuracy is breaking down. You stop the drill when you miss a shot and score it as the last range you hit all 3 shots. I usually drop a single shot around 15 yards, so, I give myself 1 mulligan. If I have a single miss at a particular range, I reshoot all 3 at that range, and if successful, I keep going. If I drop 2 shots at that range or any other misses after that point, that ends the drill. The next is dot torture. This is 7 separate drills using 10 2-inch dots and a total of 50 rounds. I know of 3 different flavors of this drill. There is the original. Tactical Hive has one for laned ranges specifically that throws in malfunctions and does not require draws. And then there is a third one specifically for single action, double action firearms. Do this at 3 yards. If you can shoot it clean, no misses, go to 5 yards. You can do it clean at 5 yards, go to 7 yards. If you want to add a time element, record the time for each of the drills and total it into an aggregate time. One website suggests doing the entire course of fire within a certain number of minutes. I don't like that because you have to sometimes reload a magazine, or in the case of the last drill, you have to find the dropped magazine, and they invariably go forward of the firing line. The next 3 drills are all B8 drills. The third drill is your Dirty 30 by Daniel Richardson. Using a B8, you shoot 10 rounds at 7 yards, 10 yards, 15 yards. And 280 is considered acceptable. If you shoot 300 at a class, you get a serialized challenge coin from him. Larry Vickers also does a B8 drill that he calls the 5-10-15. At 5 yards, you do 5 shots with just your support hand. Then you do at 10 yards, 5 shots with your strong hand. And then at 15 yards, you can do both hands. Larry scores pass-fail when they're all in the black or not, or you can add up the numbers for a score if you want. Then we have the Zatoichi Blind Swordsman drill. Again, B8, 5 yards, 5 shots. What you do is you take aim, you close your eyes for 1 to 2 seconds, then fire 1 shot. Keep your eyes closed and return to your natural point of aim. Then open your eyes to see how close you are to your aiming to the center of the target. The object here is to pay attention to your body while you're keeping all of the hits in the black. The next drill is the Bear Systems, the next drill is the Bear Solutions ISO drill. Now, the official publication has it, the top 4 circles here on page 1 of the Danny drill. What I've done is I've modified it so it's spread out like this because I always seem to miss bad enough that the shots overlap. You start off by doing 5 yards, 3 yards, 7 yards. You start off with 5 shots, strong hand only. You go to 5 shots, weak hand only. 5 shots, strong hand only again, and then 5 shots in your normal 2-handed grip. This will help you with your groupings. The last drill is called switch hitting, and it requires two 3x5-inch cards about a foot apart. If you have a silhouette target, just put it on the shoulders. That will be great. And you shoot this at 3 to 5 yards. And what you do is, let's say your strong hand is your right hand, so you're going to shoot your right target once, and then you transition the weapon to your left hand. You shoot one time at this one. You then transition back to your right hand. You shoot one here, and then lastly, you return the weapon to the left hand, and you shoot this again. Should take you about 10 seconds to get those 4 in there and with 100% hits. Here are some faster drills. These drills have a time constraint. If you're just starting out with them, remember, accuracy, speed, and distance are the order you should tackle these hurdles. Start at a quarter or half distance of what the drill calls for until you can meet the accuracy standard. Then, remaining at that range, speed up until you can hit the accuracy needed under the par time. At this point, you can gradually increase the range, keeping the accuracy and par time requirements until you reach the default distance. If you're going to go full speed, please be polite. Let the RSO know before you let her rip. RSOs get nervous when they don't know about things like that beforehand. So the first go fast drill is, we already kind of covered it in the BFM drill, it is Todd Green's fast drill. Shot at 7 yards, we do 2 to the head box, go through, reload with a slide lock reload, and then 4 to the chest. It says here that anything more than 10 seconds is a novice. Intermediate is less than 10 seconds, and it gets better from there. Misses to the 3x5 box adds 2 seconds per miss, and anything to the circle is plus 1 seconds to your time. The next drill is Tactical Performance Center's 24 drill. Here's the target. The range is 7 yards, and you do 3 strings of 8 rounds into the box. You need to average under 3.5 seconds per string and 100% hits to get a good hit factor score. The next drill is the bear throttle control, which is page 2 of the Danny drill. And what you do here is you do a controlled pair into target 1. You do a controlled pair into target 2. You do a controlled pair into target 1 again, controlled pair to 3, controlled pair to 1, controlled pair to 4. See how fast you can do that. The next drill is your 5x5 drill. You will actually need 2 of these sheets to do it, but what you're doing is 5-inch target, 5 yards, 5 shots, 5 seconds, and you got to do it 25 times. You're expected to get all hits. The last drill is the typewriter drill from handgundrills.com. And in this drill, you mount it this way and you shoot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You then record that time. Then you do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and record that time as well. And then what you do is you give each hit 5 points divided by the time. So you get a nice hit factor number. And there you have it, a solid plan with a set of drills you can run at any indoor range, practicing a different set of skills each range session keeps the training fresh and interested. Stay safe, stay bullet free. Tell your family you love them every chance you get. Y'all have yourselves a wonderful day. If you made it this far, thank you. If you liked this content, please hit the like button to show your support. Help me get the word out by subscribing to my channel, and don't forget to turn notifications on so you know when I post new content. If you think this content would help your friends, the share button helps you get it out to your social media. Comments mean a lot to me, good or bad. Please leave one. All right, go forth and have a most excellent day.